I could not resist, so I had to look it up. From the Office of National Statistics, from a 2019 study, in ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%. So the top 4 reasons that they are reporting getting divorced.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Calm Kingdoms. In today's video, we're diving into a new paternity law that's been sparking serious debate and strong reactions in modern society. This topic is raising a lot of questions about responsibility, relationships, and legal accountability in today's world. Let's break it down and see what's really going on.
There's a new bill in the Ohio House named the Right to Know Act. Tim, Kaylee, the act is all about requiring hospitals to offer genetic testing at birth to verify paternity, as well as reduce any errors that could possibly happen in hospitals.
And I care about where my money goes. I'm not here to pay for so-and-so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. We got bigger problems. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory.
She says they're dealing with bigger issues, but she can't actually point to a single one.
test.
I think it's very important that we get these things established very early on, because the last thing we want is someone raising a child for 5, 6, 7 years believing it's theirs.
DNA testing at birth, to me, is like, no matter how you spin it, no matter how you try to dress it up, you are telling your wife, I think you've been cheating on me. I carried this baby for 9 months. I just pushed out a 8-pound human.
That could not be mine.
I think that the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid. I don't think that, it's something that if you feel like you need a DNA test, go do that on your own.
If a man decides to get a DNA test on his own time, the woman may still be upset, feeling that it implies a lack of trust.
Own time because you feel that way. I don't think every person, there's millions of people in the United States. Like, it doesn't make sense that people could be using that time to do other things. Like, you could be saving a life. You could be in a hospital saving a life.
And I care about where my money goes. I'm not here to pay for so-and-so because there's a confusion about who's the father. That's not my business. Handle your personal. And for me, I want to fund schools. I want to fund the MTA because the trains are never on time. We got bigger problems. We have bigger problems. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for no mandatory.
Requiring mandatory paternity tests isn't unreasonable. Fathers have a right to certainty.
Test.
You are not
lying. I'm the father of that baby, boss. Boss, I'm that baby's daddy. I'm the pappy.
I don't think there's any issue with a man taking care of another man's child. Women do it all the time.
Imagine trying to have a knowledgeable dinner time conversation with a woman that acts like this, and there's nowhere to go within this conversation because she doesn't care about you. These are the perpetually unaccountable and they're Super Saiyan deflector.
A man shouldn't be expected to raise a child that isn't his. It's fundamentally unfair to him.
I had 2 guys call in. They work at DNA testing centers. One guy had to quit. One guy still works there. He told me 40% of the children are not the man's child. 40%.
Mandatory DNA testing before signing a birth certificate.
You're mother right.
Yeah.
Put that on God record, bitch. Because my thing is, it could save so many families, children, and BBs a whole heap of heartache. Because it makes no sense, and it is also not medically sound on who the real baby daddy is. No, baby, we need it in blood.
Mandatory DNA testing at birth offers more advantages than disadvantages and deserves serious consideration for implementation.
The fastest way to give a girl the ick that you're talking to is to treat her really well and love her unconditionally. It is guaranteed to give her the ick, I promise.
Honestly, sometimes just being around her is enough to put her off. That alone does the trick.
One day, you're gonna wake up wishing you had thrown more, has shown more while your were still perky. So start living life without regrets. Let the be free.
And this is why the dating scene is the way it is, because this woman right here is more than likely a mother. She has a daughter, and she is teaching her daughter not about principles, morals, and values. She's teaching her to prioritize being a out of.
There's no real benefit to that kind of behavior, and encouraging other women to follow it is irresponsible. It often ends up hurting them more than anything else, even if that doesn't seem to matter to some people.
Everything else, You know what I'm saying? Why is it that out of everything you could be in life, being a is at the top of your to-do list? Why? You know what I'm saying? Not you didn't talk about internal, work. You didn't talk about, values. You didn't talk about how to carry yourself a certain type of way. Maybe be a little bit more reflective about your characteristics as a human being. You didn't talk about to be a humanitarian to people. You didn't talk about anything like that. You said bust that wide open because you're gonna die one day. That's basically your message. This is the dumb.
It's true, life is short, but that doesn't mean you should give yourself away without standards or self-respect.
Before she pushes that baby out, you better make sure that baby is yours. Because the homie Jordan just had a baby and it came out blonde hair with hazel eyes. Yes, his girlfriend she's white, yes. But Jordan is darker than me. Something's not adding up here. So me, Jordan, and the homie Anthony are all at the mall buying clothes for Jordan's new baby. And honestly, like, everything was going good. We just got done eating Wetzel pretzel, typical mall activities. You know what I'm saying? Like, we over here clowning Jordan because we all knew he was gonna be the first one to have a baby. Like, we're just catching up. We're vibing.
It would be incredibly devastating to witness the birth of a child and realize they aren't actually yours.
Right? Everything was going good until the homie Jordan got a random call while we were in Ross shopping. When I say random call, this hella random. The call, it said no caller ID, no number, no nothing, right? So like me and Anthony looked at each other like, no caller ID, that's weird, right? But I'm not paying it no mind, right? It's Jordan phone, it's Jordan business, right? He answers the phone, doesn't put it on speakerphone. So obviously I'm not in the conversation. I'm doing my own thug dizzle, right? I'm in the baby aisle in Ross trying to buy the new future.
You've got to give this guy's friends credit for stepping up and pitching in to make sure the kid has clothes.
Little homie some onesies. I'm looking at these dinosaur covered onesies. I'm about to pick them up because it says $4.99. Can't miss deal. Until this Jordan was like, what the are you talking about? Loud as in the store. As soon as he yelled at the top of his lungs, he hung up on whoever he was talking to in their face, right? I'm talking to Jordan. I'm like, bro, you're causing a scene, bro. Are you good? Everybody looking at us in the store. Are you good? He was like, bro, I'm not good, bro. I don't know what's going on. Like, someone called me talking about that baby isn't.
Finding out that a child you believed was yours can be an incredibly painful experience. No one should have to go through that. It's a tough situation all around.
Mine. The baby I'm about to have isn't mine. I was like, okay, it could just be like a troller, like, but who the would troll this? I'm trying to debunk this entire situation. So me and Anthony are trying to like calm Jordan like completely down because it's like starting to, bro, everything that was in the cart that was for the baby, he picked it up and started throwing it all on the floor like, this baby, I'm like, chill. Bro, the security's looking at us. Super quickly, Anthony picked up everything that he put on the floor. Jordan just threw on the floor, put it back in the cart, and we started like reaffirming to Jordan. I was like, bro, like, you've been with your girl for 5 years, bro.
It usually takes a lot to push a man to that point. Getting so angry, he starts dumping his cart onto the store floor.
Like, she would never do you like that, bro. Like, she's so far, like, from the cheating type. Like, I know everybody gonna be like, oh, like, it be the quiet ones that be cheating. It be the ones that don't talk much, that don't have social media, that be cheating. Shut up. No. I've been cheating on 3 times, and they all have social media. And no, stop it. It's not. I'm not going for it. This is Jordan's baby. Jordan gonna look me deep in my soul and be like, "Hey, bro, you sure this is my baby, bro? Because I don't want to go out like a sucker." I was like, "Why don't you just call your girl and just confirm it like right quick? Why don't you just call your girl?" Then we can get a real answer. You know what I'm saying? Because your girlfriend is a square, and she's honestly, in my opinion, your girl's always been a horrible liar. So just call her right quick.
Calling his girlfriend to confirm probably won't help much. If it isn't true, she may just deny it anyway.
But look though, as soon as this Jordan was finna call his girl, took out his phone to go call his shorty, right while we in the middle of the store, he gets a random call again, no caller ID. Who the could it be? Then Anthony had the bright idea. Hey, bro, put that on speakerphone. Maybe we can debunk his voice. Maybe we can find out who it is. Maybe Maxwell knows him. Maybe I know him, right? So Jordan was like, okay, good idea. Answers the phone, puts it on speaker. I ain't gonna lie, first sentence, I have no clue who the this is. It sounds like Dr. Phil. I don't know why you hung up, but I'm just letting you know that baby isn't yours, and it possibly could be mine. I'm just letting you know, just in case, you go to the delivery room and the baby comes out, white. And Jordan didn't talk. I talked because you got me f***ed up. You're gonna do the homie like this. What the? Why would she want to f*** with you? Then Dr. Phil goes, oh, well, I wouldn't have guessed that because we've been going at it. You know, we've been breaking each other's bones for the last, 2 years, breaking each other's bones.
That call just went from bad to worse. My goodness, man.
First off, who the f*** says that in a term of doing it? That's insane. Brett, you've been having with Shorty for the past 2 years? Jordan, don't listen to this. And Jordan was like, why would she want to with you if I'm her type? Like, I've been with her for the last 5 years. And she was, then Dr. Phil goes, oh man, like, I'm sorry to hear that, but I am a successful doctor. And, after every time me and her break bones, I take her out to dinner. I pamper her. And I'm like, whoa.
So not only was she unfaithful, but she also had no hesitation in involving the doctor in her fantasies. That's a pretty shocking situation, honestly.
All right. So these women really do fold over money. Damn. Jordan, being the real that he is, he stood up for himself. He was like, bro, I'm not gonna believe you. You know what I'm saying? I've been with my girl for 5 years. She loves me. I know her family. Her mom loves me. Her dad loves me. Like, I'm not dealing with none of this shit, right? You're lying. Hangs up the phone in his face. After that mic drop moment, we continue to shop. Because obviously this is trolling. Jordan ain't worried about this. He ain't worried about it.
Denying a phone call like that is usually a bad move. The doubt has already been planted at that point.
Look though, peak game. I was like, look, Jordan, just to make sure we're getting this stuff for your baby. Cause like, I think it's your baby. Anthony thinks it's your baby. You think it's your baby. Call your shorty before we hit the register and stand in this long Ross line. Call your girl, bro. Cause make sure this baby is yours. Cause I bought this stroller and it's not
That's just a waste of time. You're not gonna get the truth out of a cheater easily.
yours. So Jordan calls his shorty, right? After 3 rings, she answers, right? Hey babe, how you doing? Are you getting everything, how's shopping going? Are you getting everything for little Jason? They already named that little already, Jason. Already named him. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm getting everything, but I have a question to ask you because I keep getting these random calls from this no caller ID from this random man. And she was like, what are you talking about, random man? And he was like, hey, he's claiming that the baby is his and it's not mine. She was like, what are you talking about? Mind you, she's the most soft-spoken girl in the world. She's never like spazzed out how she's spazzing out on Jordan. Why the you accuse me like of cheating? Like, what are you talking about? Like, she's being really defensive.
She's upset with him because she realizes the situation has been exposed and her cheating has been found out.
She's being defensive. This was very much a shock to Jordan. So he's like trying to calm her down. Like, hey, chill, babe. Like, relax. Like, I just had a question. Like, I'm sorry. It was just a question. Like, I'm the one getting the calls. You're not the one getting the calls. And she was like, I know. I'm just worried that, like, you're really gonna think I'm cheating. Like, why would I cheat on you? I've been with you for 5 years. Like, this is your baby. This is your baby. Jordan apologizes to his shorty. I know you're 8 months pregnant. I'm so sorry, but I just had some questions. I'm so sorry. I will never put you through anything like this ever again. Like, I will never not trust you.
Apologizing for asking a simple, valid question can come across as unnecessary in that situation.
Then they have a lovey-dovey moment. They kiss through the phone. You know what I'm saying? They having that little cute cornball, right? After that, after Jordan says I love you, he hangs up the phone. Then we continue to stand in this long line and buy all this stuff for the baby. All 3 of us, including Jordan, leave the mall confident that this is his baby. And we just did the right thing buying all this stuff for this baby, right? 3 weeks pass. 3 weeks pass. Oh, Lord. The baby comes out white, hazel eyes, blonde hair. I'm so pissed I bought this stroller.
Even after all of that, she's still trying to convince him that the baby is his.
Well, if this isn't a case of how being greedy can go very wrong, I don't know what is. This is Charlotte Padrell, and she thought she was going to get a pay date from her boyfriend of only a year, Israel Adesanya, who is a UFC 2-time champion UFC fighter. He's Nigerian from New Zealand. Now, what Charlotte decided to do is that once they broke up after a little over a year, she decided that she was going to sue him in court for half of his assets, and he has a $15 million.
You can't sue someone for half their assets like that. This was a breakup, not a divorce. That argument doesn't really hold up.
Fortune, right? Charlotte felt like she deserved half. The basis of her lawsuit is essentially what Mariah Carey did. She felt like that they had spent a year together. She expected to get married to him, and then he dropped her like a hot potato. So she was upset and was like, well, I'm going to sue him because I deserve half of his UFC fortune because I helped him along the way with his career in that year. Mind you, they had never been married. They didn't have kids. They had nothing. Well, she herself has $1 million fortune because she's a real estate mogul. What ended up happening is he put his $15 million fortune in his mother's name. His mother manages his fortune because he had an ex-wife that he did not want to have to split assets with. So essentially what he did is kind of shady, I'm not gonna lie, but it helped out in his favor this time.
That's not shady. It's him protecting his assets. It's his money, and he has every right to keep it.
His mother has all full control of his assets and his fortune. His mother has been managing his assets since he started his UFC career. So when they went through the lawsuit and she actually won, it looked like he had made zero earnings for his career and she was worth $1 million. So Charlotte was ordered to pay $500,000 to him because she looked like the breadwinner. So this was this was a Uno reverse like no other Uno reverses. I think I've heard this story before with a soccer player that this happened with his wife. However, she was not a wife.
Chances are she'll end up saying the legal system cheated her out of her money.
What are we doing here, bud? Oh, it hears the siren. I totally didn't hear that whatsoever. Oh my gosh. That was weird. I did not see that coming.
That idea of a woman behind the wheel of a self-driving car doesn't really sound great to me personally.
Today's my last day as a senior software engineer at Roblox, which means after 5 years, I can finally spill all the unfiltered office tea now that they can't fire me.
Okay, before we get into this, I see so many videos like this. Women posting their workday, and it largely involves just meetings and snacking coffee. That's it. It is a fake economy, and this is daycare. But we'll watch it.
I start every day at 9 a.m. at my favorite place, the buffet, of course. Free breakfast every single day. My go-to is congee, zero nutritional value, but it hits.
These don't feel like workplaces anymore. They come across more like daycare centers for fully grown adults at this point.
Every time. Afterwards, a stop at the coffee bar is mandatory. Look at this bare latte art. The Roblox baristas could literally quit and open a 5-star cafe. Then it's time for meetings because no tech job is complete without endless Zoom calls and scrolling Slack. Lunch is the dangerous part. We've got multiple cafeterias on campus, all with the best food I've ever seen at any tech company. I've definitely gained weight here, and my weakness was the sushi days or the clam linguine. Free food hits different. Afternoons are a mix of coding, ping-ponging, and snacking. The snack area is stocked with healthy treats and tech bro fuel, aka
She spent more of her workday snacking and playing ping pong than actually doing any work, I swear.
kombucha. Also, this water dispenser that's in like every tech company in Silicon Valley. And yeah, part of the job was literally playing Roblox. The best part was power tripping in game with my admin badge. But between you and me, I didn't actually have the power to ban anybody. At 5 p.m., I logged out for the last time, literally touched some grass, and waved goodbye to the office I've known for 5 years. So long free food, so long kombucha, so long congee with no nutritional value. Maybe I'll see you at my next company. And spoiler alert, my standards have been raised.
She's in for a rude awakening when her next job actually expects her to do real work.
I could not resist, so I had to look it up. From the Office of National Statistics, from a 2019 study, in ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%. So the top 4 reasons that they are reporting getting divorced is feeling ignored, inequality in the partnership, adultery, and domestic. Personally, I feel like this lends some weight to men's arguments and complaints about how women are behaving in relationships. Because when you have lesbian divorce statistics that look like that, the girls are kind of telling on themselves.
Even when lesbian divorces make up a large percentage, men still end up getting blamed somehow. It's pretty strange. If you'd like early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed.